Hello, everyone. I'm 𝗥𝗶𝘁𝗵, and I am honored always to be part of this incredible movement. And I'm delighted that you have chosen to be here and spend time as we have this collective consciousness together. So first of all, I would just like to say that we have all on some level made an agreement to be here together. We have aligned with this idea of what is possible for our lives. And when you make an agreement to participate in something, there's a change that already happens because you've been preparing for it for a long time. So I would like to say hello from my heart. And I know that you've been doing this program for 21 days, and that is incredible. Because just like PSSM knows, it takes 21 days often to make incredible psychological shifts. So there's a story about a woman who she's watching the news and she gets really concerned and she decides to call her husband because she knows he's out running errands. And she knows that he's going to be on busy highways and stuff like that. And in the news, they're giving this warning. So she calls her husband on the cell phone and she says, honey, I just want you to know it's all over the news. I'm really concerned for you. They're saying that there's a madman and he's going the opposite direction. And she said, and I want you to be careful. And he said, honey, there's not just one, there's hundreds of them. And so in that space of that particular energy, when we think about mental health, we want to learn how to identify when the traffic is coming at us in our minds. Right now, in this period of time, globally, we are looking at this pandemic. And we are all getting bombarded with opinions and ideas, best practices, what would be best, what we need to do, wearing a mask, not wearing a mask. We have all this traffic coming at us. And what I know that, or what I feel strongly that 𝗥𝗲𝗀𝗲𝗁 would say, is this is a time to go deeper inside yourself. And if you've ever just played around with your intuition, if you've ever thought, well, I have some good insights, geez, I wish I would listen to them sometime. Oh, I have awarenesses, but I tend to learn the hard way. Then I would say that now is the time related to mental health to understand that this is the best time ever for you to learn how to train your mind to be quiet. For when the mind is trained, and that's exactly what needs to occur, is that you learn to train. You're the gatekeeper to a level of, I have a few thoughts coming through my mind, to I have thoughts coming through my mind and I'm trying to hang on to all of them, to being like the man going against the grain of traffic and being totally overwhelmed. And so training the mind requires, first of all, being honest with yourself. When you talk about masters doing master programs, when we think about individuals doing mastery, that is the number one component that is so necessary for your life, for your awareness, for your depth, for your energy, is for you to be honest with yourself. So I admit to myself that I have way too many thoughts coming into my mind at any given time. So a lot of times people will say, and teachers will say, well, all you need to do is calm your mind. Well, if it were that easy, raise your hand. Your mind would be calm already. Mine would already be calm already, right? And so it's kind of like I would tell students, don't think about the gray elephant. How many of you are thinking about the gray elephant? Yes. So It's a wonderful idea. It will work once you have developed the muscle of training your mind, but it requires us to get there. So when we look at feeling anxiety, often we're looking at the future. It's like someone great once said, the future doesn't cause us to have anxiety. It's the fact that we can't be in control that gives us anxiety. So in order to shift from a mental health perspective and be a more self-actualizing individual, it's necessary to learn in these practices. Just like PSSM is teaching, just like 𝗥𝗲𝗀𝗶𝘁 is teaching, just like 𝗥𝗲𝗰 is teaching, we must become comfortable with letting go of control. And oh my gosh, if you haven't noticed, we don't really have any. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. It's responding to events, but we have no control of the events that are happening. So what helps me is I start thinking about something in the now. If I'm feeling too much traffic coming through my mind, I come into the now. I might pet one of my animals. I might, if that's not around to me or available, I start connecting with my body. I will go outside. If I can't go outside, or you can't go outside for whatever reason, you can gently play beautiful music within the body of your computer or your smartphone, and you can listen to the sound of water running, and that will calm your emotional body down immediately. But it's about getting in the now and getting back into your body. One of the things that's happening, and the other part of mental health that creates a real, shall we say, more balanced individual, is that it's real important to understand that you want to look at many elements of your life in a multidimensional way. And so right now in our lives, we are needing to make deeper, intuitive decisions all the time. Do I want to go in a public place? Do I not? Do I feel safe going across the country? Do I not? Do I fly in an airplane? Do I not? We are going to the next level of really assessing what are the decisions that we're making in our lives. That creates a level of stress that is somewhat new for us. We have gone from the task to the mask. Many of us are so filled in our calendar that we're living by the next event that's happening rather than holding the space of allowing the unfoldment of an event to happen. It's not that it's wrong. It's just that now, since so many of our lives have changed and our tasks have changed since March, we now have all this time, more time to feel. We have more time to identify. We have more time to process. And in addition to that, in a multidimensional way, we are picking up the vibration of the planet. We're picking up this energy. Animals do that all the time. It's just that it seems that very few people are animal communicators, so they don't understand, well, my dog's acting out and I don't know why. My cat's causing problems. My cow isn't going to where it used to. Hello. It's because of the energetic field that is going on. You know, I mean, we cannot call ourselves international and not be it and not be aware of it. And we cannot call ourselves one. You know, I love when people go oneness. Oh, I'm all about oneness. I'm all about oneness. That's very impressive. But there's a oneness that is going on in our minds that we want to train our mind so our heart can be open, so we can really identify with the oneness, because that's part of this expression I feel right now in this most resurrecting time that we have ever lived, is that this is, I don't know that we'll ever have this time again. I know we're going to have other significant times. There's no doubt about it. But I don't know when we'll have a time like this again. And I'm in no hurry to rush it away. In no hurry to rush it away, because it is bringing us into a deeper level of who we are, to be mindful of the words we use, to be mindful of, are we really congruent with what we're talking about? I mean, for people that are specializing in meditation and all those kind of things, wouldn't this be the time that we invite people to go deeper? Wouldn't it be the time to invite people to be still and know? See, we can talk all day long about what we know, but we want to learn to move from the knowing to the knowingness. One of my students was telling me that in the 𝗥𝗲𝗀𝗶𝗁𝗶 program, the Institute for Leadership and Lifelong Learning, she was telling me that through the deeper work, she's going from knowing to knowingness. And that's exactly why PSSM, to me, as I love being part of this family. I'm so honored to be included as an international representative. It touches my soul. It's truly been one of my greatest blessings, is to come into the heart of 𝗥𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗃 and Pari and all of you. For it's like coming home to meet so many masters and leaders and teachers that there's enough ego to go out in the world, but that's it. We're all very mission driven. And so it's very important that you keep your heart open, and the heart needs room to find that space. And so I bless you on this journey. I'm so grateful that you have chosen to be part of this experience today. And you matter. You matter. And the most significant thing I can impart to you about that is no one else can convince you of that. Only you can own that within yourself. If you decide that this year is going to be the best year you've ever lived, it will be. If you decide it's the hardest and you can't believe it and it's awful and it's just terrible and what's the point, it will be. None of us can do that for you. Only you can decide and affirm that window for yourself. Namaste. So I would like to invite you to partake in one of my practices. And it's it's just beautiful music that I have used since, I don't know, let's just say a while, probably 30 years. It's Fairy Ring by 𝗥𝗲𝗀𝗃𝗏. And it immediately takes me to my heart. And that's where we want to go together today. So I'm going to invite you to participate with me in a level of more affirmative prayer / meditation, because I do know that some people have difficulty, especially type A, in being quiet. Just the very nature of hearing that, the body starts fight and flight. So walking meditations are very powerful, and grounding meditations are very powerful because you're still feeling that you are in a place of participation versus doing nothing. You will get there, I assure you, and you will invite the breath of doing nothing once you learn your mental health to train your mind, and once you learn that you have mastery over what you're entertaining and keeping your heart open. But it's a process. It's a process. And so I invite you now, wherever you are, to be mindful to put your feet on the ground or on the floor of your home. And when you are not in social settings, when you're not participating in the world, the best medicine you can give yourself is to be barefoot. So place your bare feet on the ground. And in this moment, as you're being aware that your feet are on the ground, I'm going to invite you, as we know that we have root and earth chakras in our body. We're told we have 7, but we have so many more. And underneath the soles of your feet is a chakra. So when different spiritual programs tell you that everywhere you walk is holy ground, it's absolutely correct. So you run the roots from your feet. So I would like for you to close your eyes now. And I would like for you to image running roots from this amazing tree of life that you are, running roots on the imaginary realm from the soles of your feet into the molten core of the earth. And however way that shows up to you, as fire, as movement, as color, I would invite you now to draw that energy, that powerful essence and energy, and that love and that deep, deep, invigorating essence of spirit into those roots and bring them into the soles of your feet. And as you're bringing up that energy, feel that energy field coming up through your legs, up through your being, up through your solar plexus, up through your heart chakra. Oh, that beautiful bridge that aligns earth and heaven in our awareness, that aligns our physical, our mental, our rooted being into our gifts of the I am, of the light, of the who we are. And we are both. I am both. I am earth and I am heaven. Please affirm that with me. I am earth and I am heaven. And so as I am bringing this infinite energy from my heart chakra, it is coming up, it is coming through, it is entering into my I am presence, the power of the I am, that which I am, the I am which I claim, in the mastery of life, that which I say is what is. And entering into the third eye. And I affirm for you the awakening of the third eye in this sacred time of endurance of these many months, that third eye is now aware, a deeper sense, an ability to hear beyond the words, the ability to see what isn't evident. So your light may be self-evident. So we are integrating now this energy, this essence, this beingness. We are realizing our mastery of inner power, of being in a place of claiming that which is true for ourselves and our lives. And we bless. I affirm for you that every cell and fiber of your being aligns with a higher vibration. I affirm for you that the path of least resistance is the one that you are choosing in your consciousness. I affirm and I know for you that there is an awareness of self-discovery that is unfolding in every aspect of your life. And you allow yourself to welcome and listen to the words that have yet to be spoken. That you allow yourself to be open to what you don't know. For what you have known has only brought you to this place. And so I invite you to be in that energetic field. I affirm for you that more than ever in a time in this universe and on this planet, that you understand your spiritual vibration to this earth. I affirm for you and for myself that we let go of wanting to change a world. The world is absolutely beautiful and vibrant and dynamic and energized and filled, and nature knows exactly what to do and when to do. We are the ones who need to open our hearts so we may experience the love of the world, so we may experience the totality of nature, so we may love and affirm all sentient beings and their sacredness. And so in this space, please put your hands together as if they are forming a cup. In front of you is the daily cup of your life. And whatever time it is and whatever when you're tuning in, this would be a morning practice. But right now, at whatever time you're in, you're doing it now. And with your hands together forming a cup, you understand. You truly understand that this day you started with a full cup. For you are alive. For the vibrancy of life is unfolding around you, in you, and through you. And you are starting your day with the immensity of unlimited blessings. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, Great Spirit, for the fullness of life, for the vibrancy of life, for the energy of life. Thank you, Spirit, that I have free will and choice, that I get to choose what I put within my being today, what I hold in my hand, what I keep open in my heart. And now we return to this conscious moment of the now. And so it is. And in closing, I would just like to say that one of my favorite things that I draw from often is from Dr. Howard Thurman, and I'm paraphrasing, but he says to don't be thinking about what the world needs. Think about you becoming alive, because that's what the world needs, is for you to be alive, to be vibrant. I'm not talking about just halfway showing up in this world. I'm talking about totally vibrating and being the true you. What lights you up, regardless of your age, your culture, your beliefs. Mastery is being fully alive. Thank you so much. I do believe we're allowing time for questions. If you have any questions. Thank you, Sushama. I appreciate that about the meditation being simple. I think it's important for all of us to learn to work with our own process. And through the years of teaching, I have heard so many people say that they are that it's hard for them to just be quiet, and that's the last thing you want to do when you're feeling full and your head's full and you have traffic in your head, to say, oh, I need to go somewhere and go quiet. Actually, the very nature of that creates an anxiety. Now, many of you that are tuning in that have been working with 𝗥𝗲𝗀𝗶𝗁𝗲, it's nothing. But for a lot of everyday people, it's very shocking. And so to me, that's looking from a shamanic point of view of a walking meditation, a listening to the waters of an ocean meditation. It just starts to calm, and it's a practice. It's a practice. So if you're a person that is out there that it's not easy for you to be quiet, let that be okay for now. Do other things that start you in the process of being in the now, and then build up to that. I crave quiet. That's what creates energy in my body. I must have quiet, even though I'm an extreme extrovert, as you can tell. But my energy field is from the silence, the silence. So does anyone else have a question? Anything you would like to say? And I say thank you back to you for being here with me today. I really appreciate it. As I said before I started, I am so honored to be in the karma of being with this amazing organization. It's just family to me, absolutely family. So thank you, everyone.